Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be having a bit of a mix and match dinner. You know, it's going to be really good, I think, this one. It's going to be the potatoes that you may remember if you watched last night's dinner. I cut up a bunch of potatoes and found out that I had too much, so I cooked half, and this is the other half of the potatoes. It's going to have some chicken. I'm going to fry that up, cut that up into little pieces. That's from the co-op where I got this down from £4 down to £2. There's a bunch of chicken here and then some more in the other compartment. I'm using the whole compartment, so the amount of chicken money is £1 for this half of the compartment. And chicken, right, and then the Uncle Ben's Cantonese stir-fry sauce. I got this from Poundland for 50p, so this will be the second jar that I purchased from there. Alright, so the first job, I'm going to put these in the microwave, and yesterday I put them in for 6 minutes and then for another 2, so I'm going to give them 6 minutes, give them a mix, and then pull them out. And while the microwave's cooking the potatoes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook up the chicken. Now I've got 5 bits of chicken. That's just in half of that pouch. I'm going to put some oil in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it up, and even if this cooks before the potatoes are done, because I'm going to put them in a microwave, then the hot air oven, then I'm going to put them in the mini oven. So even if the chicken cooks before that's done, that's fine. I'll just have it on standby, and it's only when the sauce goes in that's when it all starts to happen. Now I'm going to try and cut this out. Oh boy, I hate it. They leave the tendons in the chicken, which I find a real pain. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Yeah, I don't like it when they leave the tendons in the meat. Anyway, but I'm going to heat this on from 7 to 8. There we go. So I'm going to cut this up into small pieces, as I normally do. Yeah, when you've got tendons in there, it makes it hard to cut. Anyway, alright, I'm going to cut this into small pieces and fry it up. Okay, now the potatoes have just come out of the microwave. They've been in there for 6 minutes. I've given them a mix around. I've stuck them with a fork. They're still a bit crunchy, so I'm going to put them in for another 2 or 3 minutes. Meantime, I'm cooking up the chicken. I'm doing it kind of slowly. No big hurry to get this browned off, but yeah, I'm cutting it into little pieces as I go. Anyway, I'm going to put this in for another 2 or 3. Okay, now the next step is the chicken is browned off. It's not exactly dark, it's just browned off, but what I'm going to do now is, I bought these from the co-op yesterday. Now the co-op frozen sliced mixed peppers. Mixed and sliced green peppers, yellow peppers and red peppers. There you go. It's about I think it's about £1.15, 1.15. Anyway, so yeah, there you go, it's all nice and cut up. It's a lot more economical than buying the the whole peppers. I've done that. You get 3 of them for £1, and you've got to use them up within a certain shelf life. So, but with the frozen, I'm going to put a little bit more oil in here. Okay, but with the frozen, that's what I like to do. It lasts a long time. I just this minute had this thought. I'm going to put in some sweet corn as well. Just a handful. See how that goes. I don't know whether it's going to work. Alright, now the potatoes are done in the microwave. I'm going to put them into the hot air fryer. Alright, I'm going to put these in there for about 10 minutes. Alright, so far, the potatoes are about 5-6 minutes away in the hot air, and then I'm going to put them in the mini oven. As you saw, I put the peppers and the sweet corn into the chicken. That's cooking away on a very slow heat. It's on about 6.5 out of 12. Alright, I don't want it to cook too fast. I just want it to simmer away. Putting them frozen sweet corn in there was no problem. They thawed out right quick, and they've gone soft, and they're cooking away. All right, and then in the meantime, I'm going to have one of these gherkins I got from the cash and carry last week. Yeah, these are really good as a snack, you know. Yeah. They're pickled in probably vinegar. Tastes like vinegar. I don't know what the alternative is. Brine, I guess, the alternative. That'll be salted water, but these taste like vinegar. As long as you take them out, wash them, just give them a swish under the tap. Yeah, they're perfectly good to go. You know, they're not too sharp. Very nice. Anyway, I'll come back when I've got something to show you. Now, just to keep you updated, this I think is pretty much cooked through, right? And it's ready for the Uncle Ben's Cantonese stuff, but the potatoes are not quite done. That's the pain about having to cook multiple things on different ingredients on different cooking hobs and stuff. The timing is, you know, quite not always easy. All right, so what I'm going to do, I've turned the heat off. I'm going to take this off the heat, and then what I'm going to do, see the potatoes are about 5 minutes away from the hot air fryer. Then I'm going to put them in the mini oven for about 10 minutes. Now, once I put them in the mini oven, then I'll add this, simmer the whole lot for about 10 minutes, and then hopefully by then the potatoes will be done in the fryer, because it's going to go in this thing here with some oil and put them all together. Okay, the next step is to now these have been done in the air fryer. They're sort of browned off. I'm going to pour these into the pan. Now, what I should have done was to preheat the oven there, but I didn't, so I've just done that now. Okay, so they've gone into the Lurpak baking tray. Now I'm going to give them a sprinkle with some oil. There's yeah, I'll just give it a good amount of oil. I'll probably put a bit too much in there, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, then I'm, you know, just give it a mix around. Make sure that all of it's covered in oil. Okay, now these are going to go into the mini oven for about 180, 190 degrees for about, you know, 10, 15 minutes or so, until they're pretty much fried, you know. Okay, yeah, there's I don't know if you can see that, there's a bit of oil swimming around in there, but you know, it's all good, you know, they get to deep fry in there. Okay, so that's going to go in the oven, and I'll come back in about 10, 15, I'll show you. Okay, the potatoes are nearly done. They've taken longer than I thought. About 20, 25 minutes is what I put them in for, so, you know. And anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm reheating. This has been sitting idle on the side there for a while. I'm reheating the chicken, the peppers, the sweet corn. I'm trying to heat it up because I want to. Yeah, there you go. It's not a lot of oil, but once it gets heated up and the oil is starting to melt again, I'm going to tip it up and then scoop out the oil into the container, and then I can add the Uncle Ben's Cantonese sauce. So yeah, I'm going to heat up the oil, and then it'll be nice and fluid. Now I've turned it down to 7. I'm going to turn it down to 6 now. Okay, and now it's time for the Cantonese sauce, which I'm going to put in here and then just simmer for a while. Basically, just simmer it until the potatoes are done. There you go. There you go. Get all the juice out of the jar. Okay, I'm going to keep the jar to one side because I may need to put some water in there. Just to keep it from getting too thick. Tell you what, there's a lot of dinner here. Okay, so the idea is now we're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes until the potatoes are done, and then put the potatoes in the bowl. Throw this on the top. Basically just mix it all together so it's a big lucky dip with potato, chicken, sweet corn, peppers, sweet sauce. It's all good. Anyway, gonna heat this on like I say, a medium heat. It's gonna be 6 out of 12. If it needs, then I'll just turn it up a bit. Okay, just I'm gonna put in. There's some water there. I'll put in the jar. Give it a swish around. I'm going to put about 3 or 4 tablespoons worth of water in there just to keep it thin, because as I mentioned in other videos, all this steam here is water vapor leaving the food. So I'm just going to, all I'm doing is adding a little bit to it, keeping it nice and thin, because if it's too thick it's just a bit of a problem. Anyway, right, the next step is to, what I've decided to do was to spoon all the potatoes into the mixture here. So just to give them a bit of time to soak up all the sweet sauce. Okay, get rid of all the oil. The Cantonese sauce, that's what I was trying to think of. Okay, so give that time to soak in. Just give that a mix, and it's pretty much done. I was going to put the potatoes in the pasta bowl and then pour all this stuff on it, but then I thought, no, this way the potatoes will be able to absorb some of the flavours. Okay, so I just let that simmer away for a few minutes. And here we go, it's time to serve it up. The potatoes have had about 5 minutes in there to keep, stay hot and soak up all the juices. Now, here we go. I had while it was cooking, I had a taste of one of the potatoes, and it was quite good. It tasted sweet like the sauce. There. Okay, now it's time to eat. Here we go. Try a bit of the potato on its own. Very nice. The potato's soft inside. It's not exactly crunchy on the outside, but it seems because I usually keep the potato skin on the potato. It seems to it seems to give it a little bit of a chewiness rather than a crunchiness. Anyway, yeah. Tell you what, I'll try a bit of chicken and sweet corn. Tell you what, the sweet corn is a good addition to it. That was sort of more of an afterthought. The chicken, the sweet corn, but it adds a bit of sweetness to it. Just frozen, just throw a handful in there. If you've got a can, just throw the whole can in, or half. Oh boy, it's hot. The sauce is sweet. I was thinking, I could have actually thrown in at the very last minute. Say a pouch of that rice. Cook that in the microwave. Thrown this in on top of it for the last minute. It'd be great if you're training. I never had anything like this when I was training years ago, but if you used to throw some rice in there, you've got your carbs from your rice and potatoes, you got your protein from the chicken here. Oh, yeah, if you're doing any working out, this is a really good wholesome dinner. Anyway, this is yes, worth a try, I think. You know, and it's one of those things you can add your own ingredients. You know, I've done it with potatoes. My original thought was I was going to do it with chips if I didn't have the potatoes. You could use, well, I was going to say half a dozen or a dozen, as many hash browns as you want instead of potatoes, you know. Throw them in as a base. I've added sweet corn to it. You could add sweet corn, peas, any vegetables, Brussels sprouts, carrots. I guess just, you know, cook them up, throw them in. It's all good. I've added extra peppers. That's what I did with that. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay then. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.